up? It's Zach back out here again for Down South Racing, and I apologize for it being late, but I'm really trying to keep my promise up to you guys that I'm going to put out a video every other day at a minimum, and so today is the every of the other day. So today's the day I need to make a video, and I haven't really had time today. Just been really busy and trying to get some stuff done. Had basketball practice, coach 6th grade elementary basketball, had to go to a coach's meeting, you know, stuff like that, but oh well, that's life. But today's video is going to be about something that I get asked about quite a bit, and I encounter quite a bit in day-to-day life, and that's X-pipe versus H-pipe versus straight pipe, and which one is best, you know. And like conventional wisdom mostly is always going to say, you know, well, why would you not get a straight pipe if you're just looking for maximum horsepower, because there's going to be less restriction. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not actually technically 100% true, because if you've ever seen Engine Masters on Motor Trend On Demand or Motor Trend's YouTube channel before that came out, I apologize, I do not feel well at all. But they did a test actually, and the straight pipe car made 362.0 horsepower and 366 pound-feet of torque. Then they put an H-pipe on, and torque went up pretty significantly. You know, it's not a lot actually in terms of what it was, but percentage-wise it's pretty decent. So it went up all the way to 370 pound-feet of torque at a lower RPM, which is pretty, you know, pretty good. But horsepower went down to 360, so it lost a couple horsepower way up top, but microscopic. And so then they put an X-pipe on, and it made 369.9 pound-feet of torque, so 0.01 less than the H-pipe, which is somewhat to be expected, I guess, but it made 362.1 horsepower, which is 0.1 more than the straight pipe. And so, you know, I get a lot of people ask me why I didn't just straight pipe mine, why I put an X-pipe on, and well, that's because X-pipes actually tend to flow better than straight pipes. And in my personal opinion, I like the sound of the X-pipe. It's more of a tone rather than, like, you know, an old kind of lopey style of muscle car. And I understand that a lot of, you know, especially an older crowd like the kind of the blah, 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 you know, like the choppy old muscle car sound. But myself, I like the X-pipe, and I'll show you what my car sounds like if for some reason you haven't heard it before. So as you can hear my voice. It's a pretty smooth idle. It's just, if it was an H-pipe, it would be more of the blah, 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 blah. You would hear it blow a little bit more. So some pros and cons of each. Straight pipes are generally going to be cheaper. That's, you know, something you pretty much go to your exhaust shop and you say, hey, chop off my resonator, chop off my muffler, how much does it cost? It varies greatly depending on the area you're in. My area that you're going in, the guy who does it, it's normally about $40 per every two. So it's about $20 per cut and weld that they have to do and piece of piping. It also depends on how large of a diameter of exhaust you want to go. Most V8s come factory with like a 2.5-inch exhaust, lesser 2.25, 2-inch, something like that. You can get 3-inch exhaust for, you know, normal maximum flow in a gasoline vehicle at least, you know, diesel trucks, turbo cars, stuff like that. They can go 4-inch depending on their downpipe size, you know, turbo size, stuff like that. But anyways, you know, straight pipes are generally cheaper, I shall say. They can, you know, an exhaust shop can also obviously make you an X-pipe or an H-pipe, and, you know, then you can do muffler deletes. You don't have to buy like just, you know, a super expensive exhaust if all you're after is just, you know, really loudness, like a really loud car. I can't talk, I'm sorry, but and, you know, just some more horsepower, because that's what you're going to get with straight pipes and, you know, an X-pipe or H-pipe. But, you know, if you want to go like, you know, Corsa sells their double helix 3-inch double X-pipe, and so, you know, that's going to probably produce more horsepower than just about anything, and that's why they've done it, because of the flow. You know, straight through mufflers like my Roush Axlebacks. They're literally straight through mufflers with, you know, just a little bit of, like, I forget what they call it. It's like hollow core technology or something to bring the drone down on the inside.
I see that right there. But for the most part, that's straight all the way through. You know, there's no like baffles or catalytic converters or anything like that.
But in terms of cost for the other two, the X and the H, normally an H pipe, there's not a whole lot to it. You know, you can make it out of a different material, but it's going to be literally 3 straight pieces of pipe. I'm so sorry I cannot talk. I'm literally so congested right now. But, you know, you literally have 2 straight pieces with a piece welded in between. And so that's, you know, that's how the flow crosses over. And that's how you get that kind of blah, 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 blah sound from, that's, you know, very distinctive of the H-pipe. And so, you know, X-pipes are 2 pieces of pipe that are welded together, or up to 4 pieces of pipe welded together some ways. Like, you know, literally, like, I mean, they can just weld one 2, 3, and 4, just to make an X, obviously. Now like Corsa has their double helix X pipe, so that's 2 different X pipes going down through there. So it crosses over and then it crosses back over to come out the same side that it was technically on. Have I ever seen a back-to-back test of different X pipes? No, on like a dyno at least. Now it'd be something cool to see actually, but X pipes tend to flow just a little bit better than an H pipe, because that H pipe has that very long and very straight crossover, and so some of the exhaust flow gets caught up, and that's why it chops like it does. X pipe is just, it's crossing over and it's crossing over and it's going through, and obviously straight pipes are just going straight through. So that's how those work. So if anybody ever tells you honestly that one is way better than the other, do not listen to them. Obviously, from that test at least. Now I'm not going to say, like turbo cars, probably best to just go straight pipe. NA cars, it's going to have not much effect at all. And H pipe's going to make a itty bitty bit more low down torque, and X pipe's going to make a itty bitty bit more high end power. Straight pipe is going to be directly in between them, have characteristics of both pretty much, but it's going to be cheaper, like I said, so that's why a lot of people go with it. And an X pipe and an H pipe gives your car a distinct sound. A straight pipe is just kind of making it loud, in my personal opinion. A lot of cars, sound good straight piped, I will admit, but I think straight pipe 5.0 Mustangs sound awful for the most part. Now, at wide open throttle, they sound pretty good, but man, just cruising around and stuff at idle, and especially on decel, they do not sound good at all, in my own personal opinion. Everybody's opinion differs, and that's okay. That's the point of there being different things that you can put on your car. If you like that sound of the H pipe, put it on your car. You're not going to lose that much horsepower, and you're going to gain a little bit of low-end torque. If you like the sound of the X pipe, you're going to have very similar low-end torque, but a little bit more high-end power, and it's going to be a smoother sound. If you like straight pipes, go get it straight piped, and it's going to cost you $100 to do it, and you'll make 10 or 15 more horsepower than you would stock, and there you have it. So I mean, it's very much so up to you, the owner of the vehicle, and that's the whole point of modifying your car, is to be unique, and you do what you want to do. I'm sure some people on YouTube they do things because they think it'll get views, stuff like that. I have never been like that. I do what I want to do to my car in terms of what I can afford, being a 20-year-old college student, and I try to make videos about them because I think that, for the most part, it's relatable to the everyday type of man. Not everybody can afford a $400,000 car, and not everybody can afford, a $10,000 supercharger or a $1,600 exhaust. So, my X pipe was $125. Roush axlebacks are between $500 and $600, even though my car already had them on there. Still, something I would have done and could have done. It's not crazy, so it's stuff like that, that I think makes being a car guy, car gal, whatever, car person fun to do, because it's really fun to be unique and see other people's opinions on stuff and their style and what they like to do and how they like to do it. So, don't hate on other people. There's no point. But guys, go ahead and comment down below. Tell me your all's exhaust setup, what you prefer. If you think different cars, require a different crossover pipe and or straight pipes. Do you think, Mustangs sound better with an X pipe? Do you think Camaros sound better with an H pipe? Do you think turbo cars sound best just straight pipe and stuff like that? I'd love to know, tell me what your current exhaust setup is on your car. How much did you spend, where you got it from, so all kinds of stuff like that, because it's good information to just type out in the comments for anybody who comes to see the video. They can be like, oh, well, this guy got his exhaust for $200 less than I'm trying to buy mine from, so it's helpful. So put that information out there, comment down below. Everybody appreciates that. It's not weird to comment, leave your opinion. I like to hear your all's feedback. I have, for the most part, I have tried to improve based upon the feedback in the videos. Everybody complained at first about the audio. That was my own personal fault. Like I said, I was holding my thumb on the mic, and that's just something that I had to get over with. Now, listen, this is not a high-dollar production by any means. Sometimes we use our phones, sometimes most of the time we use our GoPros, but we make the most of what we have. We're going to invest in an external mic for exhaust sounds, and when we're driving, stuff like that. A nice gentleman actually gifted us some money. He emailed us and said, hey, I want to help out. So thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate that. But stay tuned for in the future, we're going to invest in more stuff, and the videos will obviously get better quality. So when you first start out, you don't honestly know everything that you're going to do at the time, so you got to go with the flow. You learn as you go. But guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. Let me know down below if for some reason you think the information was wrong. If you think, straight pipes just make so much more power. If you think H pipes make so much more power, vice versa, whatever. But, I'd love to hear. That's just one video that, and some research that I've done on this topic, because I was curious myself, but like I said, when I picked the X pipe, that was just because I liked the X pipe sound. I had seen video clips and stuff, but, straight piping is very efficient because it's, like I said, it's very cost effective and you still get very similar power numbers. But anyways, guys, subscribe down below if you haven't already. We put out a video every other day at a minimum. Sorry, I can't ever say minimum for some unknown reason, but yeah, so we put out videos every other day, sometimes multiple days in a row, but we try to put out good content. We got my 2017 bolt-on car that's about to get a little bit faster here in the coming days, so stay tuned, ordering some stuff. Jared's 2018 10-speed auto car, Wade's Infiniti, other trucks, all kinds of stuff. Got a 2018 F-150 out there, but stay tuned, guys, because we got some cool stuff coming up. Going to the YouTube call out on October 20th up in Maple Grove, Pennsylvania at Maple Grove Raceway, so I hope to see a lot of you all there. Going to be a ton of YouTubers there, hopefully going to be a ton of people there, so I hope to see you all there, like I say. But come up to us and say hi. But until the next one, guys, peace out, and I will see you all then.